Today we're building a villager training hall using the crate mod. Here we'll breed our villagers and use crate mechanics to make it faster and easier to get the trades we're looking for. I'm Uberswe and this is build 20 of my 30-day crate mod build challenge, where I do 30 different builds with each build taking no more than one real life day. And each build has to fit inside this 25 by 25 plot. I also make sure that my builds are survival friendly and work with the base crate mod. There's no need to go looking for add-ons. These builds should work for older versions of Create as well as the current 6.0 version, and they'll most likely keep working for future versions too. So I cleared out a bit of an area and I also put down these stone bricks here. These kind of mark out the area where our villagers are going to be sitting on their seats. And they're going to be up here at ground level. So I'm just going to build 2 dirt blocks out here, just like so. And we're going to place a sticky mechanical piston right here. And then we're going to use our wrench to flip it so that the sticky side here is facing upwards. Then on top of that, we're going to place a seat and a piston extension pole, just like so. Now, by giving this some power, we can see that this will allow us to lift our villagers up and also down again. Down here is where our stations will be, so that's where we train our villagers, and up here is going to be where our breeding area is, so we'll take villagers, put them on the seat, bring them down to the training area, and try to, give them some good traits. Okay, so I kind of built up some dirt around here, and I also put down some cobblestone, andesite, and mossy cobblestone here, just to give it a bit of decoration, because I think the floor level is going to be at this height, but there will be some holes and gaps where you can see down into the floor. So I wanted to add like a texture here so you would have something interesting other than dirt to look at. So to power our entire setup, we only need 1 large water wheel. So we'll place that down there, and then we can place a water bucket right here. And then I'm going to continue building up a little bit. Okay, it's time to get our actual stations up and running. And what we want to do is we want to turn them into a contraption and then quickly uncontraption them. And that's going to allow us to get new trades from a villager. We're going to go ahead and put a gearbox right here and then use our wrench to flip it. And then we're going to put a large cogwheel right here. And on the opposite side, we're also going to put a large cogwheel. On either side, we're going to put small cogwheel, and then large cogwheel, small cogwheel, large cogwheel, and we're going to do the same thing here. And here, we're going to place a shaft, and then a sequence gear shift with a gearbox right here. And you may have to remove some blocks as you're working on this. But yeah, we're going to place a gearbox right there, and now we can take our log and place it back. And then on top of this gearbox, we're going to place a mechanical bearing as well as a stone cutter in this case. We're going to have every station here. So we're going to have a different station in front of each seat here. Now with the sequence gear shift, it's going to activate anytime you give it a redstone signal. So if we place a button on it and then we right click, you can see that it's going to turn the station a full 90 degrees. That's the default setup, but we don't want that. We just want to quickly turn it into a contraption and then uncontraption it, because that's going to reset the trades on the villager as long as we haven't given it any emeralds. So we're just going to turn this by, I'm not sure what's going to be enough. Maybe it's 10 degrees. It's a bit slow. Maybe we can get it down to 2 degrees or something. I'm kind of hoping that that's okay. That's fast enough for our villager to relearn the trades. So this is something we may have to come back to and adjust a little bit. But basically you want it to be long enough for the villager to forget the trades, but also short enough to where it doesn't take too much time. Because we want this to be faster than having to pick up the station and place it down again. That's what we're trying to be faster than. So let's go ahead and implement this on all the different areas. And I'm also going to be placing casing on top of our small cogs here, because these are kind of going to be showing through the floor up above. Okay, I went ahead and connected all of the stations now. So you can see we have all the different stations here. And also here in the back, since we have this turn here, which is a little bit different, I just put gearboxes here that are just connected to 2 different sequence gear shift. The direction that these are going to rotate doesn't really matter. And then we're going to go ahead and set these all to like 2 degrees or something like that. So just scroll all the way down to, I don't know, like 2 or 3 degrees, I think is good. We're going to be able to send a redstone signal through this block down to the sequence gear shift. So you can see it's down here. And when we do this, these are going to turn 90 degrees because I haven't changed the degrees on them. So it's good for demonstration. But, you know, imagine we have a villager here, then we can reset the trades just by like stepping on the plate. So that's hopefully going to be faster than having to pick this up and placing it down. To make it possible to move the seats up and down here to our breeding area, we're going to go ahead and place a shaft right here. And then right where the log is here, or like right next to this bearing, we're going to place a gear shift. We're going to go ahead and place a gearbox here. Now, if these start moving up, that's okay. Depending on your rotation, it might move up or down. For these edges, we can use gearboxes here, but when we are in the middle here, the space is going to be a little bit too tight, so we can't have a gearbox in between here. So instead, we're going to take our shaft going down to like that. Then we're going to place our gear shift in the same place. And then we're just going to have one shaft and then an encased chain drive, just like so. That's going to give power to this seat. Now, for the next one, we're going to go all the way down, place a gear shift, and then we're going to go back 1, 2, and 1 here, and then we're going to have our encased chain drive here. The reason I'm doing this back like this is because I don't want these chain drives to touch, because then they connect and they share power. So for the next one, we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to go down, place a gear shift here, and then an encased chain drive right here, just like so. Place a gear shift. Now, as you can see here, some of my seats actually went up because we have a opposite rotation going in here, and that's okay. We'll fix that later. So some seats will go up and some seats won't go up. We'll fix that later because this gear shift here that we're placing down will allow us to reverse the rotation when it receives a redstone signal. Now, something I want to note is that it gets a little bit complicated over here, because how are you going to get, you know, the rotation over to these areas here? And what I did is I'm going to put a gearbox here, and then another gearbox here, and a gearbox here, and another gearbox here. And then now we can actually get shafts down this way, and we can place our gear shifts, and then we'll have a encased chain drive here, and then we'll place one a little bit further out like so, and we can place that here, and then place a shaft here and another gearbox on top of this gear shift, I think. And then we'll have our gear shift here and another shaft like that. So a little bit more complicated with all the gearing and everything here. I guess the whole thing does seem a little bit complicated, but yeah, that's all you need to do for this. Now I'm going to go ahead and build the floor here, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to use these gear shifts. Okay, now we've cleaned things up a bit and finished our floor here. You can see all the stations have pressure plates, so everything there is working, and I set all of them to 3 degrees for now, and like I said, we can adjust it if it causes any issues. Now, to move our seats up and down, I'm just going to place a log on top of the gear shift that we have down there, and then we can place a lever on the log, and that's going to allow us to give a redstone signal via this log down into the gear shift. So this is going to reverse rotation. It's a little bit slow. We're moving at 4 RPM. If you wanted to, you could speed up the water wheel down there, or I mean, you could like add gears to speed up the rotation. But for me, this is fine. I mean, we're just moving villagers around. So we're going to place logs down on each gear shift, and that's going to allow us to manage our seats. As you remember, some of our levers were down and some were up. So what I've done is on the ones that were down like this, I've gone there and I put in a gearbox instead. And now when it's down, it will go up. And when it's up, it will go down. So now all the levers are synced just by using gearboxes to reverse the rotation on those seats that were out of sync. And now all our levers should be working. So we can go ahead and activate them all and see that they should be going up when the levers are down, just like this. And now that all the crate mod stuff is working, I'm going to do a little bit of building magic and then I'll be back again to show you how everything works. And our villager training facility is now complete. So I've added an upstairs area here with a bunch of beds where the villagers can breed and whatnot. And we still have the downstairs area here where we had the the seats and all of the stations. So everything down here is working the same way. And if we go upstairs here, I added a gate here in case villagers get out. You have this extra space here. And we can close that. And then if we go around here, we have this like little balcony area where we can go around the area where the villagers are. And then on every door here, we have a button so we can go ahead and open this. And then inside here, we have the actual seat where the villager needs to go. So we can maybe get a villager to come over to us, maybe get on the seat. Ha! Caught another one. Okay, we have a few working stations. Free bread, sir. There you go. Now you're stuck out here. Cool. No. Ah, don't go. Alright. Okay, it seems like our loose villager has left the area. He's nowhere to be found anymore, and we can now lower down our villagers here. I swear I had villagers in this. Oh, I guess they haven't like gotten in their seats yet. That might be it. There we go. We still have 2 in here. Maybe we can get that last one out. Some of these might need to like reset a few times to actually like get them their professions, but you can see it's working for this one fairly well. Come on. There we go. And on this one, we can see. Yay. Okay. We got them all working. This guy's facing the wrong way, but otherwise we're pretty good. Everyone has their profession. So we can also get rid of this temporary wall here in the middle. Yeah, now, so for the lectern here, we can like check. Oh, okay, there's no books. So we'll try to get a better book. So we got loyalty 3. Maybe we want something different, so we step on it again. We get fire aspect 1. Now we get curse of binding. Nothing. So yeah, this is how you would train your villagers in this new setup. And that's how to build a villager training facility for your villagers using the crate mod. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed building. Please do let me know what you think of my villager training hall in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. I want to give a huge shout out to all my amazing Patreon supporters who helped me pursue projects I never thought were possible before. To everyone still watching, thank you. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more of my content. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Go get that bread. Go get the bread, buddy. Yeah, here we go. Well, we got too many of you. We got way too many of you. Here, villagers. You got lots of bread here.